Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at the Magic Kingdom, and we're here today to talk about the brand new Lightning Lane system, Multipass and Single Pass. So before they had the Disney Genie Plus for the last couple of years, and I find that this system is easier to use, less rules and convoluted weird things, I think. Easier to book the attractions, and I think you can get more done. So let's talk about it. Right now, I'm going to switch over to show you how to book the Lightning Lanes on the app.
All right, everyone, so we are inside the My Disney Experience app looking at the Lightning Lane, Multipass, and Single Pass. And if you click on Learn More, it will tell you the rules, and I'll just go over them real fast. So the old Disney Genie Plus, you had to get on the app every day at 7 a.m. to start making your Lightning Lanes for that specific day. However, now, if you are staying at a Disney World Resort hotel, you can book your entire stay up to 14 days of Lightning Lanes starting 7 days before your trip. And so you'll want to get onto this app 7 days before your trip at 7 a.m. and you'll be able to book your entire stay up to 14 days. If you're staying longer than 14 days, you'll only be able to do 14, and then you'll be able to add one as you go. If I'm not staying at a Disney World Resort, but I have park tickets, I can book my Lightning Lanes 3 days before the first date of my park tickets. And if I have a multi-day ticket, like I have a 5-day ticket, I'm just staying at another hotel off of the Disney World property, I can book all 5 days, 3 days before the first day of my visit to the Walt Disney World theme parks. So this makes it a lot easier. You don't have to get up every single morning. You can kind of have your trip all booked and planned before you even begin. So once you are ready to do that, you're going to click on Purchase. And you're going to start with your days. I'm going to start 3 days out from now because that's when I can book. And it's going to show you each park: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood, and Animal Kingdom. You're going to book at the park that you're going to start at each day. So if I'm going to start at Magic Kingdom on the first day of my trip, I'm going to start with that. It's going to give me the price for the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. I'm going to tell you Magic Kingdom is always the most expensive. It's going to be $27 per day on this particular day that I'm looking. But it kind of either will flex up maybe $2 or down $2. It kind of stays in this range depending on how busy the park is. The next expensive is actually Hollywood Studios, and that's going to be $24 for the day. Epcot is third at $19, and then Animal Kingdom is the cheapest at $17. So I have to book or pay for the park that I'm starting at. If I'm park hopping, I can switch parks after my initial 3, and it won't charge me any more or less money. It'll just be whatever I paid originally. So I'm going to, again, start at Magic Kingdom just to show you and walk you through. So I'm going to click on Lightning Lane Multipass, come down and continue. I'll make sure my party's selected and click continue. And then Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood all do tiers for the first original 3 Lightning Lanes that you use each day. So you'll be able to select 1 ride from Tier 1 and 2 rides from Tier 2. However, if you don't want any of the rides in Tier 1, you can select all 3 from Tier 2. But you cannot select more than 1 from the Tier 1. Right now, Peter Pan is selected as not available because it is actually under refurbishment at this current time. And Tiana's Bayou Adventure is not currently available. I have had a very hard time finding Tiana's Bayou on the multi-lane pass 3 days in advance. However, I think if you could do it 7 days in advance, you could find it. But I'll talk about some other ways you can ride Tiana if you can't get a multi-lane. So I'm just going to pick 3 rides to show you how to book. So Space Mountain, and then I'll pick 2 from Tier 2, Buzz Lightyear, and Haunted Mansion. And then it's going to generate times. So right now, the earliest time I have is Space Mountain at 11:40. I'm doing this around noon time for 3 days out. If I really wanted to get the early morning hours, I would need to be on here at 7 a.m. So that's why I said 7 a.m. 3 days before or 7 days before, depending on where you're staying, which hotel you're at. That's going to maximize that you can be going early in the morning. I can also click on modify times. Right now it's not going to give me any earlier times, but sometimes if you click the day of, you will be able to modify these and get them closer as people have changed their plans and moved things around. So I would select these 3. And then once I get into the park and I actually tap like at Space Mountain at 11:40, I can get an additional Lightning Lane. I don't have to wait until I've used all 3. I can get 1 each time I use one. So I always am holding 3 at a time. And I'm now going to back out of here and show you where you will go to book additional ones. you will actually go to the tip board. So underneath the Lightning Lane Multipass Single Pass, you see a thing that says My Day. You click that, and this is when you're in the park, and you will click on the tip board, and it's going to load the park. Here's Magic Kingdom, and this shows you what Lightning Lanes are available right now in real time on this day. So once I've clicked on Space Mountain at 11:40, I could get Barnstormer right away for 12:35. If I really want to do Big Thunder Mountain, I can do it for 5:55. And notice that there's no more Tier 1 and Tier 2. So Tier 1 and Tier 2 is only for the first 3 initial ones. After that, you can get any rides. It doesn't matter what tier they were on. You can just find whatever is best for your party, what you want to ride, and what fits best for your times. They have Small World for 12:15. They have Jungle Cruise for 8:30 tonight. Winnie the Pooh's at 5:30. So there's lots and lots of options. And really, if I want to maximize my day, I would go with what would be next in the time. So something in the 12 o'clock hour, unless I really want to get those Tier 1 rides, and then I would have to book them for later in the day. So that's kind of up to you and your preference of what you want to do. And sometimes I've heard from people, I haven't had this experience yet, but people have found multi-passes for Tiana. Right now it's showing me that it's not offered, but they have found them when they've been trying to get more. And they just said that you keep refreshing. So to refresh, I just scroll and all the way and pull down, and that refreshes it. And so I could just keep checking, and maybe one will pop and I'll be able to add it. And I can keep modifying my times as well by selecting the time and then being able to modify it. So if I selected Dumbo at 12:15, it would, I don't have it for today, but right now, instead of this, it would show Dumbo, and I would be able to modify like I showed you earlier. So I do like the system because I think you can get a lot done if you really maximize your time and continue to get Lightning Lanes throughout the day. Now let's talk about if I want to park hop. If I want to park hop, then I highly suggest you start with the cheaper parks in the morning, and that will save you money. So if I know I want to do Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom in one day, Animal Kingdom's the cheapest park to buy Multipass. So if I buy the Multipass for Animal Kingdom, which is only $17, I'm already saving $10 per person by not getting it at Magic Kingdom. However, once I use my 3 rides at Animal Kingdom, I can start getting rides at Magic Kingdom, and they're not going to charge me any additional money. So I think that is a great addition with the Multipass that wasn't available with Genie Plus. Genie Plus, you had to buy the Magic Kingdom price in order to park hop, no matter what parks you were using. So I think this is great. And the Animal Kingdom is the only park that doesn't use the tiers. There's no Tier 1 or Tier 2 at Animal Kingdom. You can just pick the 3 rides. So I'll pick my 3 rides. It gives me really early morning, so that's great. So I've got 9:55 for the safari. Once I tap the safari, if I want to go ahead and book Magic Kingdom rides for the evening, I could start doing that. Again, I would go back to the tip board and find later times in the nighttime for Magic Kingdom, and it would allow me to start doing that. Okay, so that's how you could park hop and really maximize your day. The last thing I want to talk about is the single Lightning Lanes. Each park has 1 single Lightning Lane ride. Magic Kingdom actually has 2. And the single Lightning Lane rides, you would purchase these individually. Like here at Magic Kingdom, it's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for $11 or Tron for $20. These are not included in the Multipass. So you have to buy $11 just to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train alone, or just $20 you can ride Tron all by itself, and that would be in addition to the Multipass. So we're going to go back into the park right now, and I'm going to give you some other tips on when I would use single lane, when I would use the Multipass, and how best to maximize your day.
Okay, so now that you've seen how to book Lightning Lane, Multipass, and Single Pass, and kind of saw the pricing and how it works and the rules, let me talk about if I think it is worth it. And if I'm coming here for a day at the Magic Kingdom, it is most definitely worth it. Even though it is the most expensive for the Multipass to do at Magic Kingdom, if I'm going to be here all day and I really want to maximize my ride time, and I can get 3 Lightning Lanes for the morning and keep going throughout the day, I can get a lot done here at the Magic Kingdom, and it's well worth the price. If I'm going to Hollywood Studios and I'm going, again, early morning, they have a lot of popular rides at Hollywood Studios that get very long lines, 60 to 90-minute waits easily. Now, even though I can only book one of the Tier 1 rides right off the bat, I can get a couple of those tier 2 rides, and that already puts me at 3 rides with no waits. And getting additional rides throughout the day really helps me get through my day at Hollywood Studios. I also enjoy getting it at Animal Kingdom, especially since they have no tiers, and I find that I can get a lot done at Animal Kingdom. However, Epcot is the one park that I don't really enjoy using the Multipass for, and the reason why is that all the tier 2 rides I find don't really warrant a long enough wait most of the time to even use a lightning lane. So I find it's just kind of a waste of money, because I would either get it for Remy or Frozen, and since I can only book one tier 1 ride, a lot of times when I'm ready to book the second one, those ones are hard to get a second of, the Remy or Frozen's. Like you can get one or the other and that's it. But I will use Epcot if I'm doing a park hop. So maybe I'm starting the day at Epcot and I can book 3 and then I can switch over to Magic Kingdom. I save money coming to Magic Kingdom to book passes because I only paid the Epcot price. Or maybe I want to start the day at Hollywood Studios and get a lot done, and then maybe book, if I can get lucky, a Remy or Frozen for later and come over to Epcot. Something like that. Then I find it okay. But full days at Magic Kingdom, Hollywood, Animal, definitely get the Multipass. I also enjoy getting Multipass for evenings. Like if I just want to come for a few hours in the evening, maybe it's the first day of your trip and you know you can't get into the park until 5 or 6 by the time you get from your flight and your hotel, and you want to guarantee that you can get some stuff done, then getting the 3 at least for the evening, and sometimes you can get an additional 1 or 2 if you're really lucky here at Magic Kingdom especially, and even Hollywood Studios, I've found out that it works, could work in your favor. And right now I'm going to show you my experience of doing this in the evening at Hollywood Studios. All right, everyone, so we're here at Hollywood Studios, and I am a big proponent of buying lightning lanes here at Hollywood Studios simply because they have very few rides, and all of the rides are really popular, so the lines are always long. So I'm here in the evening, and I got my lightning lane, the Multipass, 3 days ahead of time, which I'm allowed to do as a pass holder. But what I like about the lightning lane Multipass is that I can get all 3 days in advance and know what I'm doing when I come in the evening. So I really wanted to do Rock and Roller Coaster tonight on the tier 1. And the sad thing about the tiers, I think, here at Hollywood Studios is that all the really good rides are on tier 1. It's Rock and Roller Coaster, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway right here, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and Slinky Dog Dash, which is the most popular ride by far on the Lightning Lane Multipass. So it's like you're really gonna have to pick one and rotate. If you're coming on vacation, you're gonna have to pick one, the one you want to do the most, and then go from there. So I picked Rock and Roller Coaster tonight because I haven't ridden it since it was refurbished, and it just came out of refurbishment a couple of weeks ago. So I was excited to do that. And then the rest of the rides in the park are pretty much the B rides, are in that tier 2. However, Tower Terror's on the 2nd tier, Toy Story Mania, so I got both of those for this evening. But other things would be like Star Tours, some of the shows, which aren't even available in the evening. They're only offered during the day, like Indiana Jones and Beauty and the Beast, the Muppets 3D movie. So the tier 2 options aren't that great, I'll be honest with you. However, I'm a huge proponent of lightning lanes here at Hollywood Studios because I feel it helps you get more done. The ride lines here at Hollywood Studios tend to average an hour each. So knowing that I wanted to come in the evening, and tonight I wanted to see Fantasmic, so knowing I wanted to try to get in 3 rides, and I have got to do Fantasmic at 9 o'clock, getting the Multipass really helped me to organize my time. So I was able to get Toy Story Mania for 6:30, Rock and Roller Coaster for 7:10, and then Tower of Terror for 7:55. They sort of let you overlap the times. I'm noticing 35 to 40 minutes is kind of the closest you can get things together. Not really any closer than that, because they figure, you know, if you tap in, you're gonna have to wait in line a little bit and ride the ride before you can get to the next ride and so on. So I had 3 right off the bat, and once I tapped in at Toy Story Mania, I can pick another ride. And the thing with the Hollywood Studios is the lightning lanes do go and they're gone fast. But at 6:30, they still had availability for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run for after 8 o'clock. They also had Star Tours and the Muppet Vision 3D. And remember that the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is a tier 1 ride, but once I've tapped and used one of my rides, even though it was one of my tier 2 rides, it'll let me pick anything that's available. So I could have gotten Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. I did not, because again, I want to do Phantasmic tonight. But if you were coming, let's say on the first day of your trip and you flew in and landed and got to your hotel and you weren't going to get to this park until 4 in the afternoon and they were going to stay open until 10, getting your 3 fast passes before your trip and then coming here and be able to get a couple additional ones, I was calculating if I really wanted to, I could get 5 or 6 rides done if I wasn't going to do Phantasmic at all and just be here till 10 o'clock. After Millennium Falcon, or once I got done with Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower Terror over here, I would have been able to get Star Tours probably as well. And then the only ride that I couldn't do on the Multipass is Rise of Resistance, which I could debate whether at 9 o'clock I want to wait in line, or probably Slinky Dog Dash, considering that one isn't available anymore for a Multipass at this point, and I would have to wait in line. And even Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So I could get a few things done here in the evening. If I really pushed myself, I could get more done than just the 3 original ones. So I definitely think it's worth it if you're planning evenings at the parks. You know, maybe it's a day that you want to do the pool in the morning and you don't want to come to the park in the evening. If you're coming in the summer, sometimes the evenings are just more enjoyable. The mornings are hot. The afternoons are unbearable in June, July, and August. But the evening is pretty decent, especially if it rains around 5 o'clock. So it could be a way that you could get stuff done on your trip, just stacking for the evenings and coming out and doing it that way. All right, so there's another tip for you for the Lightning Lane Multipass. All right, everyone, so now we've really talked about Lightning Lane Multipass. Let's talk about Lightning Lane Single Pass. And I'm here in front of Tron, and I'm really mixed about the Single Pass and if it is worth the price, because a couple of the rides, Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy over at Epcot, both also offer virtual queue, and that is free. Virtual queue, you basically get onto the My Disney Experience app at either 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. and that is the time that the virtual queue opens. So really you want to be on the app about 5 minutes before the queues open. So 6:55 a.m. or 12:55 in the afternoon. And for the 7 a.m. one, you do not need to be in the park. You can be obviously still in your hotel because at 7 a.m. nothing's open yet. The 1 p.m. drop though, however, you have to be in the park of the queue that you want. So if you're trying to get Tron here at Magic Kingdom, you have to be inside the Magic Kingdom by 12:50. If you're doing Guardians of the Galaxy, you need to be inside Epcot by that time. And then I get onto the app about 5 minutes before I go to where the virtual queues are on the homepage and get a virtual queue. And it's free. That is in place of standby line. So Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy don't offer a standby line. You can't just walk up and get in line and, you know, it's not 45 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. The only way that you're in the standby line is to have a virtual queue for either one of these 2 rides, or to buy the single Lightning Lane. So I a lot of times utilize the virtual queue because it's free. And even if I get it at 7 a.m. and my boarding group is like boarding group 3, a lot of times they will let you come late. They're very good about accommodating time since you can't pick a time. So don't let that deter you for that. If there is a specific time that I want, like if I want to ride Tron at 9 p.m. for when it's dark and this canopy lights up, then yes, I would buy the single Lightning Lane for the 9 p.m. time. But if I just want to get in the line, definitely go with virtual queue. It'll save you some money and you'll still be able to ride these 2 rides. Now there's 3 other rides that are on single lane, Lightning Lane, that we're going to talk about should you spend the money. All right, so there are 3 other rides that are on the single Lightning Lane. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is one, and then Rise of Resistance, the Star Wars ride at Hollywood Studios, and Avatar's Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom that don't use virtual queue like Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy. So these 3 rides always have a very long line. This is the Lightning Lane return, by the way. The regular line's on the other side. And these are 3 rides that I will buy single Lightning Lane for because I really don't like to wait in their lines. However, if I do single Lightning Lane for these, I don't typically buy Multipass the same day. It really just depends for me. But if I'm trying to cut corners, maybe I'll do the single lightning lane ride and then just wait on whatever else I can. But again, if you're coming to maximize your day and you really want to see everything, then you would need to consider doing and buying the single lightning lanes on top of the multi lightning lane to really not wait in lines. You can buy 2 single lightning lanes a day. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And they can be at different parks. So if you know you're coming to Magic Kingdom, this could be one that you buy here. And then if you're gonna also be at Animal Kingdom, like you could buy Avatar, or you could buy Magic Kingdom and Tron at this park. So you can kind of pick and choose based on that, if that helps. So the single lightning lane, as I said, is weird. I definitely try to use the virtual queues for Tron and Guardians to save money on that, unless it's like an absolute 100% specific time. But the other 3, this ride, the Mine Train, Avatar, and Rise of Resistance, a lot of times I will buy the single lightning lane for, because the lines are so long. All right, guys, our last stop of the day brings us here to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And Tiana's is on virtual queue, just like Tron and just like Guardians of the Galaxy. The only thing is it's not on the single lightning lane, it's on the Multipass lightning lane. So it has been very popular on the Multipass lightning lane. It has been gone every time that I've tried to get it. However, I know several people have gotten it as one of their 4th, 5th, 6th rides. Once they've completed their first 3, it's popped up that way for them. But I have found that getting virtual queue for this is very easy at 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. And it doesn't seem to have as long of a line either for the virtual queue, unlike Tron or Guardians, which typically their virtual queue line is about 45 minutes. This, I wait maybe 20 minutes at the most, it seems like, the 3 times that I've done it. So the good thing about getting virtual queue for this is that it frees up your Multipass to get an additional ride on that versus having to get it on this. Or you could get it on both if you wanted to ride it more than once. But again, I'm really a big fan of virtual queue, so I would use virtual queue for Tiana's over trying to waste the Multipass on it. And one last thing I want to mention, you guys, is that here at this park at Magic Kingdom, where they have Tron and Tiana on virtual queue, you can get both on virtual queue. You can get one at 7 a.m. and you are allowed to, I think, get the other one at 1 p.m. So you could do both. They just have to be used at different times of the day. So that could help you out. But overall, I hope that you have enjoyed this video on how to use the Multipass lightning lane and the single pass lightning lane and the virtual queue in its current state. I hope this gives you good tips and tricks for your next trip and helps you maximize your trip, which was my goal. Using the Multipass lightning lane, using these single pass lightning lanes, using virtual queue really helps you get around your day quicker and easier and bypass a lot of those standby lines. So if you're willing to pay the money, it can really help you in the long run. If you like today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. So you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. And also subscribe on social media like Facebook and Instagram, CFL Park Hopper on both. Thanks for watching.